my friend Pak Luhuk, and certainly for the incredible presentation and doing that just after coming back from a successful visit to Washington. I also like to thank Sherry and all the other Indonesian colleagues for bringing us together here today. Can you hear this?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay, sorry, there was a little echo on the line. And then obviously the Hita Karana for organizing this, as well as Pak Andy for leading the discussions. I also want to acknowledge the presence of the minister speaking at the ministerial brief and the other esteemed colleagues that I hear that will be speaking at the tri-sector perspective. I also want to recognize the ICC, an organization that I hold dearly for the collaboration and the support of this forum that hopefully will result in an important and open conversation between the international investment community as well as the government of Indonesia. First and foremost, I have to say I hope that everybody is keeping well, because COVID once more has shown us that we cannot have healthy people on an unhealthy planet, but also that the solutions lie in cooperation and mutual respect. So I'm sorry that we cannot meet in person, but we're all getting used to the Zoom meetings. We appreciate the opportunity for sure to engage, not only in what it takes to stimulate economic growth and create jobs, but also in supporting the Indonesian transition to a low carbon sustainable economy through the Natural Capital, Carbon and Communities Initiative. In fact, we're increasingly aware that there is no need, in my opinion at least, for compromise between environmental and social advancement on the one hand and economic growth on the other. Study after study also for Indonesia has shown that these two actually reinforce each other. Indonesia for sure has a special place in my heart. I'm always inspired by your commitment to sustainable development, as well as your resilience and innovation in the face of adversity. Despite the challenges of this year, you've continued to be a global champion for the environment, rightly earning the reputation, as Pak Luhut mentioned, as the world's natural capital superpower. You're home to some of the most carbon-rich landscapes in the world. Your rainforests, mangroves, peatlands, they hold the key to tackling climate change, and you saw what big a part of the solution they are. And your oceans are critical to protecting biodiversity for the next generation while supporting millions of jobs today. The government of Indonesia has for a long time demonstrated a strong commitment, I believe, to sustainable development. Under the leadership of President Widodo, Indonesia has consistently shown a positive trend in terms of reducing deforestation as well as forest degradation. I'm privileged not long ago to have seen myself some of Indonesia's natural beauty, including a very special trip we made to Sorong earlier this year with Pak Luhut, where it was clear that the people of West Papua were firmly saying no to deforestation. On that trip, I also met several young Papuan entrepreneurs who were committed to building a more sustainable economy. From seaweed to spices, from coffee to ecotourism, young people everywhere are realizing that protecting the planet goes hand in hand with creating economic value and attracting investments. On that trip, you also told me about your ambitions to develop a high-integrity carbon market to mobilize international finance for nature. And of course, your leadership on financial financing the sustainable development goes beyond natural capital. In fact, in 2018, you issued the first green sukuk bond for 1.25 billion. And you've continued to issue green bonds ever since. This year, you issued a 4 billion COVID bond to tackle the pandemic. You've also developed the SDG Indonesia One, a first of its kind 3 billion blended finance platform to invest in sustainable infrastructure projects like renewable energy and low carbon transport. In other words, I believe that Indonesia knows better than anyone that attracting high quality international investment will be critical to meeting the Paris climate commitments. It will also be key to a resilient COVID recovery and to achieving sustainable growth. And that is why we're here today and talking about the Omnibus Law. The government stated aim, as you heard with the Omnibus Law, is to bolster investments and to create jobs by streamlining regulation and simplifying license processes to improve the ease of doing business in Indonesia. The law improves the competitiveness of the Indonesian economy and supports the aspiration for strong and long-standing economic growth. More importantly, by removing almost all restrictions on foreign investments, it shows the world that Indonesia is open to business. In that, making it easier to do business and to invest in Indonesia should ultimately unlock as well capital for low carbon, nature positive opportunities. Improving the competitiveness of the Indonesian economy should create a stronger foundation for sustainable and long-term economic growth, as you also have mandated by including the Low Carbon Development Initiative into Indonesia's 5-year plan. I certainly acknowledge and understand some concerns of international investors, business leaders, and civil society who are worried about environmental standards and safeguards, now even more important than ever as we build back after COVID. And I welcome and encourage certainly the open dialogue and engagement that we have seen from Indonesia on this topic, including Minister Siti's constructive open letter to investors. Indonesia knows that high-quality international capital will only invest into high-quality opportunities that are good for both people and planet. And that means that the Omnibus Law creates an invitation for all of us, an invitation to invest in Indonesia, to trade with Indonesia, and to grow our business in partnership with Indonesia. We know that the current global system is biased towards incremental changes, and that will not be enough. We only have a small window available to us, I believe, to address the burning issues of our time. So we need more disruptive, transformative change, from business as usual to business unusual. I believe that the Omnibus Law creates such an opportunity for transformative change. What I know more than anything is that we need to put sustainability at the heart of value creation for big business. Low carbon growth, in fact, boost Indonesia's GDP to 6% annually until 2045 and generate actually $26 trillion of value for the global economy by 2030 alone. But this cannot happen without good policy and bold government leadership. Now is the time to pull the regulatory and spending levers that can galvanize business and investors to act even faster. This must be part of a post-COVID recovery narrative to drive low carbon growth and create more resilient jobs. And that should be the spirit with which we engage with the Omnibus Law as an opportunity to rapidly accelerate investment into sustainable opportunities. We need to build conviction across key business constituents that there is a better way forward for the economy, one that involves the government as a smart regulator and partner in building this better economy we talk about. So am I optimistic for 2021? The answer is yes. Rapid technology developments are making it cheaper to switch to green alternatives, especially for renewable energy. Financial markets are clearly turning away from big polluters and investing in the future. Net zero commitments are creating strong interest in high quality carbon markets. The cost of business as usual is becoming undeniable, and the opportunity to shift to a more sustainable form of value creation is clear. The time for talk without action is over. The time for ambition without investments is done. I believe that leaders across business and finance are ready to drive the change. I certainly look forward to working with you all to do just that. And I know that Indonesia is the right place to start. Thank you very much.